where the roof came into its own. The pick of the games, as you just mentioned, has been the all-British affair between two-time champion Andy Murray and Ryan Penniston. Murray rolling back the years to win in straight sets, 6-3, 6-0, 6-1. The men's top seed, Spain's Carlos Alcaraz, recorded a straight sets victory over Jeremy Chardy of France. There was a win too for the ladies' defending champion, Elena Rybakina. She was given a scare though, losing the first set to American Shelby Rogers before finishing strongly. One result yet to be decided. British #1 Cameron Norrie in action against Czech Thomas Maček at the moment, and I can tell you that they are tied at a set apiece.
Mr. McGregor. Cricket, and 2 days before the start of the next Ashes test at Headingley, the dramatic final day of the Lord's Test is still making headlines both here and in Australia. Asked about Johnny Bairstow's controversial dismissal at a news conference this morning, the England batter and former captain Joe Root said England would keep playing their cricket in a slightly different way.
Personally, I try and put myself in that situation, that position, and I'd like to think I'd have dealt with it very differently. I think Ben spoke very well on it at the end of the game. As a team, we want to play our cricket a certain way. We want to leave a certain legacy.
Joe Root said it was now time for everyone to move on and had this message for England supporters coming to Headingley.
Support England. I think that's the most important thing. You come to support your nation. It should never go beyond that. Everyone should be here to enjoy the cricket on the field. You know, that's what it should be about. It shouldn't be about anything other than that. So come here, support your team, do it to the best of your ability. We'll play to the best of ours, create that brilliant atmosphere that's been created at this ground like in 2019, and we should have a fantastic week.
Rail passengers in South London have had a surprising explanation for the late running of their train. Those on board yesterday afternoon's 4:58 Southern service from London Bridge to Victoria were left in limbo when their driver failed to turn up. A replacement, who was eventually found, blamed the delay on shenanigans. One commuter recorded his announcement as it emerged the original driver was no longer available because of a misdemeanor.
And therefore is not allowed to drive for the moment. And that is the reason to apologise for the misdemeanor that the original driver had early this afternoon, so that nobody's kicking himself for more than he is. Tut, tut, tut. Anyway, apologies that your train is some 20 minutes late. Onwards and upwards, get you to where you need to go eventually.
Southern hasn't confirmed what the misdemeanor was, but said it was glad to get passengers on their way in the end. The headlines again. Gunfire and explosions have shaken Jenin's refugee camp in the occupied West Bank on the second day of a major operation by the Israeli military. In Tel Aviv, police say a Palestinian man has driven into pedestrians, injuring 7 people. The inquiry has heard that the Welsh government's planning for a pandemic was disrupted by preparations for a no-deal Brexit. The Metropolitan Police are reopening an investigation into whether COVID regulations were broken during a Christmas party at Conservative headquarters in 2020. Thames Water has been fined £3.3 million for polluting 2 rivers near Gatwick with sewage. Nigel Farage has continued to insist that his bank accounts were closed for political reasons, despite Coates explaining that he fell short of their financial thresholds. BBC News.
With Vigians. Our 6:30 comedy isn't too far off. Fearless and unflinching stand-up from Janie Godley. This week, stories from the East End of Glasgow. That's in a moment or two. The new series of I'm Sorry I Haven't a Clue begins at this time next Monday. Jack Dee's been in the chair for the past 14 years, so understandably he does now insist on a team of drummers to be with him wherever he goes.
Welcome to I'm Sorry I Haven't a Clue.
Take one irascible host.
Well, you lost interest in clapping along to that, didn't you?
A selection of witty panellists.
Percussion.